No two people ever think exactly alike. Our thoughts are deeply personal. They come from our own unique journeys. Each of us carries a special backpack. This backpack is filled with our experiences. Upbringing and culture shape us. Personal encounters also leave their mark. These things quietly mold how we see our world. It is a subtle, constant process. A process that makes each mind distinct. Think about where we grow up. A child raised in a bustling city sees things differently. A child from a quiet rural village has another view. Their daily lives are not the same at all. The sounds they hear and the people they meet are unique. These early inputs build the foundation of their thinking. They shape their understanding of community. They also influence their ideas about what is possible in life. This environment is a powerful teacher. It writes the first chapters of our story. Our personal wins and losses matter a great deal too. A past failure can make us more careful, more cautious. A significant success can build our inner confidence. These experiences are much more than just memories. They actively shape our current thoughts and feelings. They change how we approach new tasks and challenges. They influence the kinds of risks we are willing to take. We learn from these moments even if we do not always realize it. These lessons become part of who we are. Education plays a very big part in shaping us. The information we consume every day is also key. The books we choose to read feed our minds. The news we follow can influence our perspectives. The conversations we have often introduce new ideas. Sometimes they can also strengthen our old beliefs. This continuous flow of information tunes our inner compass. It guides how we process new situations and form our opinions. It helps us make sense of a complex world. Our learning journey never truly ends. Imagine a big problem, like tough economic times. Everyone feels the pressure of such an event, it is true. But they do not all feel it in the exact same way. One person might suddenly lose their job. They face urgent money worries almost immediately. Another person, however, might see an opportunity, a chance to start something new, a different path. The storm is shared by many, but our boats are all different. Our personal situations make our experiences unique. Think of two students preparing for the same important test. One student might have a quiet, dedicated place to study. Their family offers them good, consistent support. The other student may live in a noisy home environment. They might also need to work a part-time job to help out. The goal is the same for both to pass the examination. But their individual paths and stress levels will be very different. Their personal situations and resources really matter a lot here. Access to support can make a huge difference. This difference in how we act is not usually about skill. It is mostly about our own individual context. Each person brings their own unique history to the table. They have different resources and tools available to them. Their support systems, like family and friends, also vary greatly. When a common problem or challenge arises, these factors count. They strongly shape how we try to solve things effectively. Some people might prefer to work with others, seeking collaboration. Others might choose to work alone, based on past successes. Even a simple thing like a sudden rain shower shows this clearly. One person has an umbrella and a good raincoat. They are only a little inconvenienced by the downpour. Another person is caught completely unprepared for the rain. They face a much bigger and certainly wetter problem. The event, the rain, is the same for both individuals, but their level of preparedness creates vastly different experiences. Our unique situations guide our reactions very strongly indeed. What is minor for one can be major for another. Good leaders and thoughtful managers always watch for patterns. They pay close attention when the same mistake repeats, especially if it happens across an entire team or department. This usually means there is a bigger underlying issue. It is not just about one single person's fault or error. It might point to a problem with the system itself. Perhaps the training was not clear, or processes are confusing. Recognizing this pattern is the very first crucial step. It opens the door to finding real solutions. For example, imagine many staff members misunderstand a new company rule. It is not just employee error in that particular case. A thoughtful leader will try to find out the real reason why. Perhaps the new rule was not explained very well. Maybe the training guides provided were too confusing to follow, or perhaps the rule itself is just too hard to use in practice. The leader then works to make the communication clearer. Or they might decide to simplify the entire process for everyone. The goal is to make things work smoothly. Learning from these kinds of shared errors is absolutely vital. It is truly essential for real, sustainable growth to happen. It is a bit like a doctor seeing similar symptoms of sickness in many different patients all at the same time. This pattern could signal a wider problem, perhaps an outbreak. Leaders, like doctors, must find the true root cause of these errors. Ignoring such widespread patterns can cause much more trouble later on. It can hurt team spirit, lower morale, and reduce overall output. Addressing issues builds a healthier work environment. Taking corrective action might mean changing some old ways of doing things. It could involve investing company resources in better training programs. Sometimes the whole company culture might need a gentle shift. A shift to encourage people to speak up without fear. When leaders effectively address these group mistakes and learn, they help to build a stronger, more effective and resilient team. They clearly show that learning and adaptation are important there. This in turn builds trust and makes the work environment better for all. It fosters a culture of continuous improvement. The lessons we manage to learn from widespread mistakes are precious. They become a kind of shared wisdom within the group, for the whole team or even the entire organization. Think of it as a special detailed map for future travelers. This map clearly shows where others have stumbled or fallen before. This valuable knowledge helps new people avoid those old familiar traps. It is about carefully building and preserving institutional memory, so that old errors do not happen over and over again. We learn from the past to improve the present. For instance, a very big and important project might fail. Perhaps the initial planning stage was not very good or thorough. After this kind of setback, companies often make new rules. They create stricter, more detailed ways to plan future projects. These new systems and procedures come directly from that bad experience. They help to stop similar kinds of failures from happening later on. The painful lesson, though difficult, leads to stronger, better plans. Future projects then have a much better, more solid start. Mistakes can become stepping stones to success. This important principle goes far beyond just the workplace. Whole societies learn crucial lessons from their shared history. Public safety rules and regulations often get much better over time. This usually happens after big incidents show existing weak spots. New laws and public teaching efforts are then carefully made. These new measures are created to stop bad things from repeating. The main goal is always to use the understanding gained from past lessons to build a safer, smarter, and more equitable future for all people. History teaches us if we are willing to listen. So understanding that we all think differently is truly vital. Our unique individual paths make us exactly who we are today. Recognizing how shared problems can get such varied answers helps us. It helps us to understand and empathize with each other much better. And learning from the collective echoes of everyone's past experiences allows us all to face the challenges of the future more wisely. It is this continuous cycle of experience, reflection, and adaptation that truly propels us forward, helping us to grow as individual people and as larger communities working together too.